Subramaniam Shankaran. So 5th of November, okay, is what the schedule for the American elections are. And there's already an allegation that, there are countries, okay, which are not very friendly to the United States are trying to influence the elections, okay, by launching an DDoS attack on on the certain portals or propagating a fake messages on the Twitter, etc. So we still have to bear this for a week and little more, so that the elections get over. And usually these attacks also take a back seat. Okay. Now there are a lot of other things that happen across the world. Today morning, two Malaysians, okay, have been arrested in Singapore. Okay, they are serving a jail term of 14 days in what a classic case of privacy breaches. Okay, so they have obtained data from the Chinese cyber criminal, and his name is San Jiao. Okay, these two Malaysian nationals obtained the data pertaining to 9,369 people. Okay, so it's not related to them, and there's no consent that was obtained by the data subject, and it is not on lawful basis. Okay, so when we need to process the data, the company has to have a lawful basis in processing the data. Supposedly, the patient's record or the healthcare. Okay, the hospital need to obtain their first name, last name, their email to send the report, and the SMS for any notification. Okay, and they will explain all this and get a consent. Okay, even if they want to share it with the pharmacy, which could be, let's say, an other company which is attached to the hospital, they need to obtain the consent, okay, from the data subject before transferring the data. In this particular case, when the Malaysian national got it from the Chinese cyber criminal, the Chinese cyber criminal is anyway, he's not supposed to get the data. He's a criminal anyway, because the way it all, he got the data from the casinos. Okay, and there's no lawful basis for him to sell the data to the Malaysian nationals anyway. So the Malaysian nationals were actually caught, and 14 days, 2 weeks of jail term is what they're actually serving. Surprisingly, I don't have any news about the Chinese criminal who took the data and gave it to them. Okay. So this is on one side. The other side, the Goa Transport Minister Movin Borino and BJP MLA Nilesh Chabral, okay, have been targeted by the cyber fraudsters with the impersonation attack. So they have faked their profiles on WhatsApp, and they have been asking people for the money. Okay, in fact, the politician need not ask people for the money, okay, individually. Okay, so they get their funding from the party or the government anyway. Okay, and four people were arrested in duping a man, okay, in Delhi. And the person who is the victim, his name is Devansh Agrawal. Okay, so they called him to say that you're calling from the FedEx and you've gotten parcel, okay, with 10 expired passports and 5 kilo of cloth, okay, 25 Indian SIM cards, 6 ICICI credit cards, 950 grams of MDMA. Okay, they said they were also seized by the police, and they asked him, you have to lodge an online complaint. And somebody joined him, okay, as an officer working for Mumbai Financial Task Force. Now, though this is a cyber crime, the guys were actually involved, and it's a potential money laundering case that's being investigated. To my surprise, I'm hearing this Mumbai Financial Task Force for the first time. Okay, so if the things are going to be more efficient, because the Indian government has blocked the anonymous calls or suspicious calls from the international origin. Okay, and they have taken a step 2 days back to block. And I heard they have blocked more than millions of calls this way. And this Mumbai Financial Task Force, okay, it seems to be very amusing for me. But if they're going to do the work, okay, and most of this fraudsters can be put behind the bars. Now, we also discussed about a term called cyber slavery. Okay, what is it? Okay, so the people who are mostly from the South Asian countries, like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. Okay, so they are lured for a job with a higher salary, and when they actually reach there, that's not the case. Okay, they have been asked to work on a call center. Okay, so they need to call. They'll be given the list of numbers. They need to call the number and try to do a social engineering attack to make the money. If they don't do it, so they are not actually paid well, and sometimes they don't get their food at all. Okay, it's an accused distress condition which they are actually put in. Now, the government, usually this happens, in the Laos, okay, the Cambodia. Okay, so these type of countries, the Indian government took necessary steps to bring most of these guys back, and few guys have been brought back. But for since 2022, okay, so 20,000 Indian nationals have been missing, and they're all suspected to be missing because of cyber slavery. Never, okay, never trust an abroad job. Okay, in fact, especially the countries are like, I will not specifically say that because it might lead to some, misunderstanding and dissent from those nationals. Now, if you don't trust a particular job offer of the country, don't just go there, okay? It's better to stay jobless than to go there and then lose your life. Yeah. So take care, stay subscribed, stay tuned for more and more news from IEEE. Cheers, then. Bye bye.